So it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Hello and welcome to the Z-Man Show, where these top 5 videos are the only things I can consistently make. Apparently.
It's been a while.
2021 was another solid year for video games. Don't get me wrong, there were some great video games, but nothing that made me go, oh my god! Holy cow! I can't believe how good this is! This is the greatest video game I have ever played. But there were plenty of great ones. So today we're going to talk about my favorite 5 from the past year, with the only rules being that they have to be games that came out this calendar year, and they have to be games that I've played enough to get a good opinion of. Unfortunately, there were some games that a lot of people liked that just didn't hold my attention, so I moved on to different games that take like 70 hours to beat, and naturally I didn't beat any of those. And of course, there are the games that came out really close to the end of the year, and I just haven't had enough time to play them yet. But maybe I will by the time this video comes out. Number 5. Sometimes it feels like people forgot to play this game. But seriously, I completely forgot this game came out and only played it 2 weeks ago. And thank goodness I did. The Forgotten City began life as a mod for Skyrim, which got so popular that the developer decided to turn the mod into a full-fledged game. The entire thing is a mystery narrative where you discover a Roman city lost to time and are tasked with saving the citizenry from someone who will break the golden rule and doom the populace to a very on-the-nose fate of being turned to gold. The entire experience is a fascinating one as you talk to people and slowly unravel the events, timelines, and motivations that allow you to finally discover the secret of the city. But that's one of the main issues that I had with the game, as I discovered the first twist in the game very early, but the game didn't let me actually discover it until I talked to more people. Normally that's a cardinal sin for a mystery game, but the game was so engaging that I played the entire thing in just one night, and the subsequent twists blew me away. This is a game that I could definitely recommend for anyone to play as long as you don't get spoiled going in. Just decipher the mystery yourself. You'll be glad you did. Number 4. Tim Schafer is the dude. I was always impressed with the humor and creativity of the first Psychonauts, so naturally Psychonauts 2 had a lot to live up to, right? I'd say it pulled it off. Sure, some people tend to get turned off by the overall art style of the game. I mean, what's not to like about incredible character designs like this? But I'd implore those people to push through because this game mixes open-ended collectathon platforming, which this list will show that I'm a huge fan of, with a heartfelt mental health story and by far the funniest writing that you will find this year. Nothing short of maybe the South Park games has ever made me laugh as much as I did during this game's pancake scene. The whole package is charming, fun to play, and from a creator and a studio that needs to be commended before they get stuck working on Connectimals party games or something. Look, we don't know what Microsoft's intentions are! Number 3. Deck 9 has slowly become my favorite choice-based narrative game studio, officially supplanting old Telltale by knocking this latest Life is Strange game out of the park. Following up on the heroic effort of somehow making Life is Strange Before the Storm better than it had any right to be, Deck 9 gave us new characters, a new location, and probably most importantly, a new game engine filled with color, life, and you know what, we're just gonna ignore the teeth. Life is Strange True Colors did a fantastic job of introducing us to a new main character, Alex Chen, and utilizing her empath superpower to understand the feelings of the characters around her in interesting ways, while connecting to a small mining town filled with interesting characters. The whole thing is an emotional journey of twists and turns in an entire chapter that harkens back to the D&D section of Before the Storm, but better. True Colors struck an emotional chord with me and made the whole thing an enjoyable experience, and one that I'd easily recommend to anyone. Number 2. Speaking of striking an emotional chord, Chicory: A Colorful Tale is a cute game about taking a cartoon dog and painting in the entire color book world, while also coming to grips with imposter syndrome, anxiety, and the pressure that comes with expectations. It's all lighthearted fun! Chicory is a game that seems so simple on the surface, but the more that you dig into it, the better and better it gets, not just from a narrative perspective, but also from a gameplay one. I was continually impressed by how the game utilized the power of paint to craft creative puzzles that made me remark how cool each solution was. But the heart and soul of this entire game were characters like Chicory and your character, which I named Spaghetti, and their relationship. Chicory is well worth the play, and not just because you can draw dicks everywhere. Or the word fuck. Number 1. It's on to Game of the Year, and I legitimately think I might be the only person that liked this game as much as I did, but Kennebridges Spirits really surprised me with how much I connected with it. I had been anticipating this game ever since it was first shown off, with its gorgeous art style, 3D platforming gameplay, and spiritual story. Throw in the fact that the studio making this game was behind the gorgeous Majora's Mask fan film several years ago, and of course I'm all in. The whole experience was just serene, as I went from area to area collecting the cute rock creatures and healing the land. Honestly, it just might have been the exact game I needed for this year. Sure, the combat might have been a little difficult, but that wasn't a stress I was feeling like others might. Because even when you overcome those scary fights, you cleanse the world, creating once again a serene landscape you can just stop and stare at. Exploring the crafted landscapes to find chests, solve puzzles with the excellent feeling bow and arrow, and battling terrifying creatures was the most zen I've felt playing a game in a while. From an aesthetic and gameplay sense, Kennebridges Spirits sits squarely up my alley, and while it's not a perfect game, it is the one that I had the most fun playing this year, and one that I see myself revisiting several more times in my life. So those were my favorite games from this past year. Please give me a detailed 500-word essay in the comments telling me why I'm wrong or right. Of course, I'd also love it if you subscribe to the channel and watch another video, because apparently that's how it works now. Like, maybe the 1-minute review of Kennebridges Spirits? Either way, I promise you from the bottom of my heart that I will try to do better next year. I'm going to stream over on twitch.tv/Zmann Show more and continue to make entertaining videos for you to watch here on YouTube. No promises though.